Hi, my name is Sundaresh. Automobile engine servicing involves the dismantling of parts, inspection, replacing and reassembling. Usually, the engine performance reduces the due to worn out parts and prolonged use. During this inspection, each and every part has to be inspected carefully to identify the defect. To do an inspection, we need the manufacturer's specifications to inspect properly. The inspection involves checking the components at an accuracy of 0.01 mm or 0.02 mm. Highly skilled is required to inspect the components. Now, I am going to demonstrate the inspection of the cylinder head, camshaft and rocker's arm. At the end of this demonstration, you will be able to inspect the cylinder head, inspect the rocker, inspect the camshaft.
Tools required: Trainee's Toolkit, Spanner Set, Straight Edge, Feeler Gauge, Outside Micrometer, Dial Test Indicator with Magnetic Base, Mallet, Wire Brush. Equipments required: Multi-cylinder diesel engine, Air compressor, Surface plate and stand. Automobile engine parts inspection involves visual inspection and inspection by using precision instruments. Visual inspection: inspect the cylinder head in detail for any visible deformation and damage. Mark any irregularities and assess the degree of damage. Identify further activities. Inspection by using precision instruments. The defects which cannot be found in a visual inspection are done by using precision instruments like a vernier caliper, micrometer, etc. Usually, visual inspection involves before and after cleaning. Any oil leak or gas leak impression can be found. For example, first take a look at the green arrows. They show what the cylinder head should look like if the gasket is sealing properly. Note that the surface is still clean, shiny aluminum. Now, look at the areas that the red arrows are pointing to. Those are the areas where the gasket was not sealing and was allowing the hot gases from the cylinder to pass through to the cooling passages which are pointed out by the yellow arrows. Then, clean the components thoroughly. After that, inspect the components with the help of the instruments as per the manufacturer's instruction. For inspection of cylinder head components by using measuring instruments like straight edge, feeler gauge, outside micrometer, required size, dial test indicator with a magnetic base, surface plate on stand. Now, we are going to learn how to clean the cylinder head. Before starting the cleaning, wear hand gloves and eye protection goggles. Get a chemical cleaning agent and fill it in a container. The container should be big enough to accommodate the cylinder head. Now, dip the cylinder head into the container filled with the cleaning agent. Make sure that the entire cylinder head is dipped fully. After a few minutes, take out the cylinder head from the container. Make sure that the cylinder should not be dipped more than the prescribed time. After removing the cylinder head, wash it thoroughly with pressurized water. Clean the cylinder head till the carbon deposits and sediments are removed fully. After cleaning with pressurized water, dry it with compressed air. Now, the cylinder head is ready for inspection. Cylinder head for cracks on intake and exhaust ports, combustion chambers, and head surface. With the help of the straight edge and feeler gauge, check the distortion or warpage of the cylinder head surface in different locations cylinder block side, intake manifold side, exhaust manifold side. Similarly, check the intake manifold and exhaust manifold surfaces for distortion. Place the straight edge on the measuring surface as shown in the figure and insert the feeler gauge in between the straight edge and the surface. Take a small thickness of the feeler gauge, say 0.01 mm, and try to insert it. If it goes inside, then take another feeler gauge blade with more thickness and try it. Note down the value of the feeler gauge blade which has been inserted with more friction. The limit should be 0.03 to 0.05 mm. If the feeler gauge having more than 0.05 mm goes in between, then decide whether the cylinder head surface needs to be reconditioned or replaced. Check the rocker arm for its wear. If any wear or damage is found in the rocker, then decide to replace it. Camshaft can be measured for its cam height, run out, and journal clearance. Now I am going to demonstrate how to check cam height. The cam height can be measured with the outside micrometer. Before going for taking measurements, confirm the size of the micrometer to be used. For example, if the size of the cam is 45.000 mm, then select 25 to 50 mm micrometer. After selecting the micrometer, check the error in the micrometer, if any. If an error is there, note it down and consider it with actual measurements. Place a camshaft in between the V blocks. Loosen the movable thimble of micrometer up to the cam height and insert it in between the cam lobe and base. Tighten it with a ratchet and stop rotating when the ratchet noise you hear. Note down the readings and compare the readings with the manufacturer's recommendation. Similarly, place a dial gauge on the camshaft journal and set 0 position in the dial gauge. Turn the camshaft slowly and note down any deflection in the dial gauge. Note down the dial gauge deflection readings and compare them with the manufacturer's recommendation. Replace the camshaft if the readings are not matching with the actual recommendations. Camshaft journal wear. Use plastic gauge for measuring journal wear. Clean housings and camshaft journals. Install camshafts to the cylinder head. Place a piece of gauging plastic to the full width of the journal of the camshaft. Install the camshaft housing. Tighten camshaft housing bolts evenly and gradually in numerical order by repeating the tightening sequence 2 or 3 times until the specified torque is obtained. Do not turn the camshaft. Remove the housing and using the scale in the gauging plastic envelope, measure the gauging plastic width at its widest point. Some engines use a tappet and shim instead of a rocker's arm. In such a case, check the tappet for its damage and measure the tappet outside dia, calculate the clearance, and if it exceeds, then replace the tappet and shim.
Now, let's have a recap of what we have learned in this topic. We have learned to inspect the cylinder head, inspect the rocker, inspect the camshaft. Thus, we have learned how to measure the cylinder head components and decide the part has to be replaced or not. Hope you have clarity on this. Do this exercise with the help of your instructor.